How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. This is a little bit of a weird video for me to make. For those of you who aren't familiar with my content, I mostly do like anime reaction type videos. For those of you who are, maybe a little bit chronically online, or at the very least chronically on Twitter, you might have recently noticed the trending hashtag RIP Cartoon Network. Around this same time, news kind of broke about the Cartoon Network shutdown and of my childhood and the end of a lot of people's childhood. Kind of. Not really. Just so you guys are all fully aware, Cartoon Network, the channel, the network itself under Warner Brothers, is not actually shutting down. Affiliates Toonami and Adult Swim that are sort of under Cartoon Network are still going to be kicking around as well. A lot of people who were first introduced to anime around the same age or age group that I was, Toonami and Adult Swim was our introduction to a lot of great shows, whether it was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho. Obviously, for those of you who have been with me on this channel for a while, you're aware that I'm a complete freak about Naruto. That's always my goated anime, just because I grew up with that character. So when I saw on the internet and, seeing in Discord servers and on Twitter that people were freaking out that Cartoon Network was shutting down, I was definitely upset, to say the least, finding that news out. But I kind of wanted to do my own due diligence a little bit. When I started to look into it a little bit more, what I found was that wasn't necessarily the case. But the reason that this kind of movement or this trending hashtag started to blow up on the internet was because of Adam Conover, from famously the guy who ruins everything, who is also a big part of the labor strikes at Netflix and a bunch of other production companies. Now he's getting involved with TAG, which is a labor union for animators and artists who are kind of involved in that space. Cartoon Network, along with a lot of animated studios, have done some kind of shitty things ever since COVID. Animated content was able to be produced fully remotely, so Cartoon Network and the other animation studios were able to kind of keep up their work business as usual, and the animators themselves were really overworked during that time period, and to kind of repay them for their efforts of keeping the businesses and the industry itself afloat, Cartoon Network basically laid a bunch of them off and kicked them out on their asses. So TAG, kind of with Adam Conover being the voice of TAG in this ad campaign that they ran on Twitter.
Wow, so this is where cartoons get made.
Not anymore. Cartoon Network is essentially dead.
Got this trending hashtag RIP Cartoon Network to go viral, with a bunch of people, tweeting out their favorite moments or favorite episodes from older generation of Cartoon Network shows. For me and the age that I was kind of growing up in, OG Teen Titans is what really initially sparked my interest in comic book culture, and then from that, watching content on Toonami and Adult Swim. Don't tell my mom I stayed up late and watched stuff on Adult Swim, she doesn't know that. And from Toonami and Adult Swim, it got me really into anime, but a lot of my personality in terms of the content that I'm able to enjoy now, and why I feel such attachment to certain characters, and I've talked about this before, but for me, the characters that I always liked the most were the characters that were just regular dudes. And a lot of that stems from my love of the character of Robin from Teen Titans, and pretty much every iteration of Robin. But around the same time that this sort of hashtag got trending on Twitter, Cartoon Network did actually shut down their old building. The two things sort of happening at once created this really weird, interesting, nebulous moment on the internet where a lot of people were just under the impression that, you know, Cartoon Network is forever shutting down. Obviously, there were a period of years, I think it was like 2012 to 2016. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think it was 2012 to like 2016 when Toonami actually shut down for a number of years. Then to kind of find out the inner workings of what's been going on at Cartoon Network for the past few years, ever since COVID, where, you know, we have these animators who are being constantly overworked as they're, you know, forced to kind of self-isolate and still make the content for all of us that we enjoy. And then to just get completely tossed aside like you're garbage at the end of that process. I get why the internet is upset right now, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of say, you know, there's still hope. Cartoon Network, Toonami, Adult Swim, they're still here for now. So while they're here, you know, let's do what we can to kind of support them and support the artists for sure. Because without artists, without animators, people like me would have no fucking content to make, right? I'm just a lowly React Andy. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do if there's no content? If you see hashtag RIP Cartoon Network pop up in your feed, don't get, you know, too discouraged. The cartoons are still there. Instead of, you know, getting sad, just try and put some pressure on the corporations themselves. We have like countless memories of, you know, our first time discovering a new show, or like talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog with our friends at school. You know, watching the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy movie. I could go on and on and on. Like, we all have countless examples of the shows that we loved growing up, and we just need to be better about supporting the people who create those shows. So that's kind of everything I wanted to say. I just wanted to put this together really quick so that way, you know, for everyone who's like seeing the RIP Cartoon Network pop up in their news feeds and, you know, Cartoon Network's building shutting down, all that stuff, like, don't get too upset. But you know, maybe next time you're on Twitter, post a clip of your favorite Cartoon Network show. And with all that being said, don't forget to hit the subscription button down below. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you get notified the next time I post a reaction video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.